Peru is home to a mountaintop city so advanced that its stones fit together tighter than a credit card can slide between them. And the Incas built it without wheels, iron tools, or a single drop of cement. Imagine climbing through the thick green jungles of the Andes Mountains in Peru until you break through the clouds and see Machu Picchu. This lost city of the Incas was hidden from the rest of the world for hundreds of years, sitting nearly 8,000 feet high in the sky. It is a place where the air is thin and the stone buildings look like they were carved by giants. The rocks are fitted together so perfectly that you can't even slide a credit card between them, yet they have survived massive earthquakes for centuries. In this video, we are going to explore the mystery of how the Incas of Peru moved stones weighing over 50 tons up nearly vertical cliffs. If you stay with me until the very end, I am going to show you a special sunstone that acts like a cosmic clock. And I'll tell you why some people believe this city was actually a secret portal to the stars. Get ready to take a deep breath as we step into the empire above the clouds. The Inca Engineering secret, ashlar masonry. The Inca builders of Machu Picchu were some of the most talented engineers in history. Their biggest secret was a technique called ashlar masonry. Instead of using glue or mud to hold their buildings together, they carved each giant stone to lock into the next one perfectly. Some of these stones have many different angles and corners, like a complex 3D puzzle. This was not just for looks, it was for survival. Peru is a land that has many powerful earthquakes. When the ground begins to shake, modern buildings made of bricks often crack and fall down. But in a city like Machu Picchu, the Inca stones actually dance. They jiggle and move around in place, and then they fall right back into their perfect spots when the shaking stops. Because of this brilliant design, these cities in Peru have stayed standing for over 500 years. Moving stones without the wheel. Even more impressive is how the Incas got the stone there in the first place. Many of the rocks used to build Machu Picchu weigh as much as 10 large elephants. The Incas lived in a world without the wheel and without strong iron tools. They had to move these massive blocks up steep, muddy mountain trails using only ropes, wooden rollers, and their own strength. They also built hundreds of flat terraces that look like giant green stairs on the side of the mountain. These terraces stopped the mountain from sliding away during heavy rain and gave the people of Peru a place to grow food high in the sky. Every stone in this city tells a story of how humans can conquer the impossible with enough patience and smart thinking. While the mountains of Peru are full of stone cities, the desert is home to a different kind of ghost. The Nazca Lines. The mystery of the Nazca Lines. In a dry, flat area of Peru called the Nazca Desert, there are giant drawings carved directly into the ground. These are known as the Nazca Lines. There are hundreds of them, including shapes of a huge spider, a monkey, and even a strange figure that looks like an astronaut. Some of these drawings are over 1,000 feet long, which is bigger than 3 football fields placed end to end. The most mysterious part is that you cannot tell what they are when you are standing on the ground. They just look like random paths or cleared dirt. You can only see the full, beautiful pictures if you are flying high above them in an airplane. This leads to a big question that scientists still struggle to answer. Why would ancient people in Peru make art that they could never see? Since the Nazca people lived thousands of years before airplanes were invented, some people used to joke that the lines were landing strips for aliens. However, most experts today believe the lines were actually sacred paths. They think the people walked along these shapes during religious ceremonies to ask their gods for water in one of the driest places on Earth. Because it almost never rains in this desert, the lines haven't washed away. They have stayed perfectly preserved for nearly 2,000 years, waiting for us to look down from the sky and discover them. The real treasure of the Inca Empire, the potato. You might think the most valuable thing the Inca Empire of Peru ever had was gold, but their real treasure was actually the potato. Almost every potato you have ever eaten in your life originally came from the mountains of Peru. While most of us only know about 2 or 3 kinds of potatoes, the people in Peru have over 4,000 different types. They come in all sorts of amazing colors like bright purple, deep blue, red, and yellow. Some are shaped like long fingers and others look like little stars. The Incas were masters at farming in the cold, thin air where most plants would die. They even figured out how to freeze-dry potatoes using the cold mountain night air so the food would stay good for years. Farming on the mountainside, the terraces of Peru. Because they lived on such steep mountains, the Incas didn't have flat fields for farming. To solve this, they built terraces, which look like giant green stairs carved into the hillsides. These weren't just for decoration. Each step on the mountain has a slightly different temperature. The bottom steps are warmer and the top steps are much colder. This allowed the farmers of Peru to grow dozens of different types of food all on the same hill. It was the smartest farming system in the ancient world, and it allowed them to feed millions of people in a place where it is normally very hard to survive. Vinicunca, the Rainbow Mountain of Peru. For thousands of years, one of Peru's most beautiful sights was hidden under a thick blanket of ice and snow. But in 2015, the world got a colorful surprise. Because the ice melted away, a place called Vinicunca, or the Rainbow Mountain, was finally revealed. It looks like a giant painting where someone took a brush and made bright stripes of turquoise, lavender, red, and gold across the peaks. These colors aren't painted on. They come from different minerals in the earth that have been pressed together for millions of years. It looks like it belongs on another planet, and it reminds us that even today, the earth is still hiding beautiful secrets from us. The Sunstone of Machu Picchu. Now, we finally come to the secret I promised you at the beginning. The Sunstone. High at the very top of Machu Picchu sits the Intihuatana. This is a strange rock carved by hand that the Incas called the hitching post of the sun. They believed that if they didn't have this stone, the sun would fly away and leave the world in darkness. Twice a year, a miracle happens here. During the equinoxes, the sun sits exactly above the stone, and for a few moments, the stone casts no shadow at all. It was a giant cosmic clock that told the people of Peru exactly when to plant their crops. Peru is a land that proves humans can do the impossible, whether it is building cities in the clouds or talking to the sun with a piece of rock.